Oseho froze, his breath hitched in his throat. The night air had been still, but now a cold wind rushed through the graveyard, rustling the trees like warning. He spun around, searching the shadows. No one was there. His hand trembled, but he forced himself to move. The golden beads, the rings, and the silver coins. He stuffed them into his pocket. Fear clawed at his chest, but greed was stronger. He climbed out of the grave, wiping his dirty hands on his torn shirt. Then a hand grabbed his ankle. A scream caught in his throat as he yanked his leg free. Stumbling backward, the grave was silent. The corpse was still. Had he imagined it? His heart pounded so loudly he could hear it echo in his ears. Without looking back, he ran. The forest felt darker, the paths unfamiliar. Branches nagged his clothes as if trying to hold him back. His legs burned, but he didn't stop running until he reached his hut. He slammed the door shut and collapsed onto his mat. Oseho's blood ran cold. He looked down at himself confused. What mark? Then he saw it, his left arm. Faint, darkened fingerprints wrapped around his wrist, like a hand that had grabbed him in the night, a hand from the grave. The villagers stepped back, murmuring in fear. Someone muttered a single word that sent chills down his spine. Cursed. Oseho clenched his fist, swallowing hard. The dead were not done with him yet. Oseho's heart pounded as the villagers continued to murmur. The word cursed echoed through the crowd. He pulled his hand close to his chest, as if hiding the mark would make it disappear. Then Elder Unduka, the oldest man in the village, stepped forward. His eyes powdered with wisdom. Look, Tito Oseho. Come with me, boy, he said. Oseho hesitated, but knew he had no choice. The crowd parted as he followed the elder to his hut. Inside, the air smelled of burning herbs, thick and heavy. The elder sat on a low stool, studying Oseho's in silence. Tell me what you have done, he finally said. Oseho opened his mouth to lie, but the elder's piercing gaze stopped him. His lips trembled. He knows. I took from the dead, Oseho admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. Elder Ondoka sighed, rubbing his chin. Foolish boy, you have angered the spirits. The dead do not forgive easily. Oseho's stomach twisted. What do I do? The elder reached into the clay pot, pulling out a bundle of dried leaves. He crushed them between his fingers, letting the dust fall onto the floor. You must return what you have stolen before it is too late. Oseho's throat went dry. And if I don't? The elder looked at him, eyes dark and knowing. Then the dead will come for you. Oseho's hands trembled as he clutched the stolen treasures. His heart pounded against his rib. Return them. He had risked everything to steal these riches. If he returned them, he would have nothing. There must be another way, he pleaded. Elder Onduka shook his head. The spirit will not bargain with you. Return what you stole or you suffer their wrath. Oseho swallowed hard. He knew the elder was right. The whispers, the shadowy figures, the mark on his wrist, they were warnings. And if he ignored them, the next visit would not just be whispers in the dark. That night, with the treasures wrapped in cloth, he made his way back to the graveyard. The wind hauled through the trees, carrying voices he could not understand. When he reached Chief Odaga's grave, his stomach turned. The earth looked disturbed, as if something had crawled out. The coffin was open. Oseho's heart hitched. He forced himself forward, kneeling by the grave. Just put them back and leave. His hands shook as he placed the golden beads, the rings, and the silver coins inside. Then he whispered, "I am sorry." Silence for a moment. He thought it was over. Then a skeletal hand shot out of the coffin and grabbed his wrist. Oseho screamed. The ground beneath him shifted, and then the grave began to pull him in. Oseho threshed, his scream swallowing by the wind. The bony figure tightened around his wrist, dragging him towards the open grave. The earth beneath him felt alive, shifting, pulling, hungry. "No, please," he cried, clawing at the dead, but his hands sank into the soil like quicksand. A voice, dry as dust, whispered from the coffin, "You took from the dead, now you belong to us." Oseho's breath hitched. He looked down and saw that the mark on his wrist had spread. Black veins crawled up his arm, burning like fire. "Forgive me. I have returned everything," he sobbed. The grip on his wrist loosened slightly. For a moment, hope flickered in his chest. Then the whispers came again. "You returned the gold, but the debt is not paid." Oseho's heart pounded. Debt? He had returned everything, hadn't he? Then he remembered the last silver coin. It was still in his pocket. His shaking finger dug into the fabrics. Pulling it out, he threw it into the grave, his voice breaking. Take it all." The wind howled. The skeletal hand let go. Oseho scrambled backward, grasping for air. The ground stilled. The whispers faded. For a long moment he lay there, chest rising and falling. Then he turned to leave, but a shadow loomed over him. And this time, the dead were not asking. Oseho's body shifted as a shadow fell over him. His heart pounded so hard, it felt like it would burst. Slowly, he turned his head. A figure stood between him and the path home, tall, cloaked in darkness, eyes like burning embers. It was neither fully human nor fully spirit. Something in between, something ancient. "You return what you stole," the voice rasped, deep and hollow. "But a thief must still pay." Oseho's lip trembled. "Please, I don't know." "Ignorance does not erase your crime," the figure interrupted. "The dead do not forget." Oseho dropped to his knees, hands pressed together in desperation. "What do you want?" The figure stepped closer. The air grew thicker, heavy, pressing down on his chest. "Your hands touch what belonged to the dead," it whispered. "So your hands shall never hold anything again." Before Oseho could scream, pain ripped through his arms. He fell forward, grasping. When he looked down, his hand, his fingers were gone. Only smooth, untouched skin remained where they had once been. His breath became enraged. He sobbed. He scrambled up, storming away from the graveyard, away from the horrors he had unleashed. But as he ran, the thought burned in his mind. He had survived, but at what cost? Oseho stumbled through the village gates, gasping for breath. His hands were gone. The smooth skin where his fingers had been felt unnatural, like a cruel joke. from the spirit. Villagers gasped as he collapsed in the square. "What happened to you?" someone cried. But Oseho could not answer. His voice was lost, swallowed by terror. Eda Unduka pushed through the crowd, his eyes widening in horror. He knelt beside Oseho, gently lifting his arm. "The spirit have marked him," the Eda murmured. Murmurs spread through the village. "A thief, a cursed man." Tears burned in Oseho's eyes. "Please help me." But the Eda only shook his head. "The dead have taken their price. No one can undo what has been done." Oseho felt the weight of his fate settle upon him. A life without hands. A life where he could never steal again. The villagers stepped back, whispering. Some pitied him, others feared him. But no one came closer. Alone, stunned and broken, Oseho realized the truth. He had escaped death, but he had lost everything. And as he stared at the rising sun, he knew one thing for certain. Some things are worse than death.